This is a time and place for a city commission meeting of April 5th, 2021, here in South Dakota. Roll call, please.
Smith.
Here.
Clute.
Here.
Bragg.
Here.
Robish.
Present.
Mayor Harrington.
Here. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number 2, approval of the agenda. Anybody got any changes for our agenda tonight? Adds or deletions?
Approve the agenda.
Second.
Mr. Smith, a motion, and Mr. Robish, a second. Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Number 3, public forum. Public comments may be sent to during the live meeting broadcast on the city's YouTube channel. The link is listed on city website at www.huron.sd.com/citygovernment. In order to use the YouTube chat feature, please create an account with your YouTube and Gmail or use your existing accounts. Please state your name and address for the record. Public forum is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per person. We also have our HR Director, Nathan Hofer, sitting on a computer in the back. You can utilize that to ask questions, and Nathan will stop us and will answer any questions that you may have. And with that, is there anybody here that would like to speak on the public forum? Commissioner Clute, public forum.
Thank you, Mayor. The Solid Waste Department wanted me to announce to the public that starting this Wednesday, April 7th, the green containers will be picked up citywide. And during the entire month of April, on Wednesdays, the green containers will be picked up. But that's only in the month of April. And thereafter, we'll go to the regular pickup schedule. So starting this Wednesday, put your green container out.
All right, thank you. And yes, Mr. Robish.
Thank you, Mayor. And I would just think about this, but there is a box out here by City Hall now for the American flag disposal. And if your winter flags have gotten in the wind and whatever, the proper way, if you don't know the proper way to dispose of them, just please bring them down to the box. They'll take care of it.
Thank you. Yes, that's been out there a couple of weeks, and from what I understand, that's being used. So
Yes.
that's good news. That's good news. Good way to utilize that facility. With that, we'll pass on. No more. We'll talk to the consent agenda. Matters appearing on the consent agenda are expected to be non-controversial and will be acted upon by the commission at one time without discussion unless a member of the commission requests an opportunity to address any given item. Items removed from the consent agenda will be discussed at the beginning of the formal items. This is a lengthy one too. 4.1. Minutes of the March 29th City Commission. 4.2, fuel quotes for city departments. 4.3, raffle. South Dakota Elks Association with South Dakota Elks Major Project in court for May 15th at the Crossroads. 4.4, personnel items. Promotion of Denzer Davis to Detective Sergeant. Transfer of Tars Lark to Detective Sergeant. Accept the resignation of Casey Spinsby from Detective Captain position from the Police Department. Request to post and advertise internally for Detective Captain position at the Police Department. 5, request to post and advertise for Patrol Officer position. 6, accept the retirement of Ardella Reno from the Account Supervisor position in the Finance Office. 7, request to post and advertise for Account Supervisor position. 8, request to post and advertise for account clerk position. 9, recognize that Leslie Bronsma, library assistant, has completed her 1,040-hour probationary period and is eligible for supplementary benefits. 10, accept the resignation of Sean Davis from the volunteer fire position. 11, accept the resignation of Brittany Newhart from the volunteer fire position. 12, recommend hiring of Vince Jules for a part-time general labor scale operator position in solid waste department. 13, recommend hiring for Bowden Creek Pro Shop position. 14, recommend the hiring of Nolan Weigel for the Bowden Creek seasonal maintenance position. 15, recommend the posting and advertising for a street maintenance and street sweeper operator. 16, recommend posting and advertising for a seasonal summer help at Bowden Creek and Memorial Golf Course. And 17, recommend hiring for a seasonal splash central position. 4.5, payment of the bills. A motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Move to approve, Commissioner Smith. Need a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Robish. Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Aye.
Robish.
Oh, sorry.
Mayor Harrison.
Aye. 5, bid quote items. We have Assistant Engineer Dennis Bennett here with us tonight. Dennis, will you talk to us about 5.1?
All right, thank you, Mayor. This is for the solid waste, or not solid, wastewater treatment facility upgrade really. And this is to get the electrical power out there that we need. So we just recommend approval of having Beetle Electric do work there.
Motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Commissioner Smith, motion approved. Need a second.
Second.
Any discussion on this topic for Dennis? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Harrison.
Aye. 5.2, Dennis.
Okay, this is for a generator for the Public Works building. And we didn't put it in when we built it. And now the need for it is showing itself, so we recommend approval to purchase this generator. Cummins for $41,554.
Need a motion?
Move to approve the bid quote.
Mr. Robish, move to approve. Need a second?
Second.
Commissioner Bragg, a second. Discussion.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So is this just for a backup in case the power goes off, we have a generator to operate?
Yep, so we can operate the overhead doors, the HVAC, whatever we need.
That was the problem, that if we had an outage, we had all of our equipment in there and couldn't get them out.
We had one path to get everything out, and if something was broke down in that area in the shop, we couldn't get out, so.
Okay. All right. Any other questions for Dennis on this topic? Yes, Commissioner.
I'm just trying to remember, did this come up during capital assets? Was this a?
This was a budget item.
Okay,
It's
so
split
this-
4 ways between street, traffic, water, sewer, and that's
Traffic
all.
is in engineering. Water
Yep.
and sewer, traffic engineering, and.
So this is just following through on what was already approved during
Yep.
capital assets?
Correct.
Thank you.
Any questions? Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Clute.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Robish.
Aye.
Mayor Harrison.
Aye. Thank you, Dennis. Departmental items. 8.1, Police Chief Kevin, come talk to us about 8.1, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Recently, you've seen that we've had 2 officers that have resigned their positions with the department. They both requested to buy their duty firearms since they were the ones that were issued those when they were brand new. I've explained since they're not retiring, they have to pay the full amount of the handgun to purchase a new one. We still have to appoint an appraisal committee, but the cost will be $418.59. That's what it costs us as of today to buy a new handgun, but we have to appoint an appraisal committee. I'm just asking to surplus the firearms so they can buy them.
I'm gonna quick add, as the appraisal committee, we're appointing the chief of police, Detective Tim Opine, and our city commissioner, Mark Robish.
Okay. Need a motion to approve this item?
Move to approve the handguns as surplus, appoint the appraisal committee, and relinquish the firearms at stated value.
Thank you, Commissioner Smith. Need a second on this motion.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Bragg. Any discussion on this motion?
So the,
Oh, yes, Mr. Bragg?
so the, whatever the price of the new guns are, that's what the appraisal committee will come back at, because that,
It should, unless the price changes between now and next week.
sure.
I'll get a hold of Strikers Uniforms where we buy our handguns from and see what the price is, and so we'll sell it to them for the exact cost. So we'll get a brand new gun and they'll just get the old gun.
Yeah, and you explained that before. It's good for the city, because the city gets a new gun out of the
Right,
deal.
right.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, Kevin, you got a vote. Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Hood.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Rhoda.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Now we can move on, Kevin.
Okay, the next one is, I'm asking for permission to sign or apply for and sign for a highway safety grant. Same grant that we've applied for probably 10 years or so. Last year we applied for $20,008. What that is for speed and seatbelt enforcement in the city. It's approximately $400 in enforcement hours. All we have to do is in-kind match that we provide for it. So it's no extra money from the city for the overtime. We get the grant funds. They take our speed and seatbelt enforcement from the regular officers' patrol time, and that's our in-kind match. So we're just asking for permission to apply for the grant and have me to sign it if approved by the state or the Highway Safety, National Highway Safety Traffic Fund.
Need a motion on this topic?
Move to approve the request.
Okay, a motion by Commissioner Robish, need a second?
Second?
Commissioner Smith with a second. Discussion on this topic.
I would have something.
Yes, Commissioner Robish?
This is more for Commissioner Bragg, because I think the rest of us have heard this, but in the budget, you'll see overtime go through the police department, but we are getting reimbursed for it. Correct. So you'll see that. You'll see it on one side, but you won't see it on the other side.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's always been a topic. When we do a budget, we show all the overtime that the police department's got. Some of that is because we've been short some people. But a lot of it has come with this bill
Right,
here.
yeah, there's a lot of different grant opportunities that we get for enforcement. So it'll
This-
come out of my budget, it'll show that I'm over on the budget item, but then we can show that we have the money come back in another direction.
And this is the federal money, right?
Correct. That's the federal government that goes through the state and then down to us.
Any other questions for Chief? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Hood.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Rhoda.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye, thanks, Kevin. 8.3, City Planner Barry.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the certified local government grant that the Historic Preservation Board gets every year. This is an annual appropriation or a grant request that we do. This year it's a little bit less than in the past, just simply because much of this grant is used typically to offset the cost of traveling for myself and possibly a board member to the national convention, and since they're doing it online via Zoom this year, there won't be any of that travel cost. So our grant app is only for the $3,000 instead of about $3,500 or $5,500 or so, which is typical of us. So I'd ask your approval for the mayor to be able to sign and apply for the grant.
I would move approval.
Thank you. Commissioner Bragg, move approval, need a second?
Second?
Second, Commissioner Smith. Any questions on this, Barry? Seeing none, roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Hood.
Aye.
Bragg.
Aye.
Rhoda.
Aye.
Mayor Harrington.
Aye. Number 9, work session, COVID Cares Finance Committee. That's on our copy.